you, Karine. Congresswoman Jayapal has said she's going to be a no on the debt limit and budget deal. What is the White House's reaction to this, and how confident are you that this is going to pass the House?
So look, the president actually talked about this a little bit right before, at the end of his meeting with the cabinet members, as he spoke about how we're going to move forward with dealing with these hurricanes and clearly fires that we're going to see this season. And so the president talked about how he sees the plan is moving forward as it relates to the bipartisan common sense budget negotiation. And he said that when he lands, by the time he lands in Colorado, that he hopes that the House would have moved forward. So we believe it's going to happen. We believe this bipartisan agreement clearly should get both Republican and Democratic votes in both the House and the Senate. As it relates to your question about the Congresswoman, look, we're not going to speak to any individual member and how they vote. What we can say is that we've had conversations with Democratic members across the ideological spectrum to talk about the bill. You know, we had Director Young here talking about what her job, she sees her job being, is giving in the information about what came out of this bipartisan agreement. Look, it prevents catastrophic default, as you've heard us say. It protects the gains that this president has made over the last 2 years as it relates to the economy. It protects programs that American families need to make ends meet. So that is how we see this process moving forward. We think it's an important piece of legislation that the president wants to see at his desk so he can sign it.
And let me follow up with you on the process. The president was asked a little bit about this the other day, what his message is to skeptical Democrats. He said, talk to me. And I'm wondering if you can help fill in some of the blanks. How many Democrats has he actually spoken to one-on-one? Can you give us any names? And will he be making calls aboard Air Force One?
So look, the president has been involved in this in this process throughout, right? He's been involved, personally involved. We don't read out calls, private conversations. We're very careful about that. And but it's not just him; it's his team. I'll give you a little bit of an update. I gave this rundown yesterday of what it included, the outreach that we're seeing from him and his team. More than 120 calls, one-on-one calls with members of Congress. That includes calls to all House Democratic leadership, all committee ranking members, all tri-caucus and ideological caucus chair, and all appropriation leaders. 8 briefings for the entire House caucus, including one today, as you all have been reporting, which was in person on the Hill by the key negotiators who have been closely involved with this process these past several weeks. 6 of those briefings were on energy policy, on appropriations and TANF and SNAP. We've also briefed or offered to brief each of the tri-caucuses and ideological caucuses. In addition, our policy experts as well have had numerous conversations with members on the Hill. So we have been fully engaged through today, through these last couple of days, and we're going to continue to do so.
Can you give us a sense of those more than 120 calls that were made? How many of those the president made himself?
So I don't have specific numbers to lay out of which of these 120 that the president made, but that's a significant amount. 120 one-on-one. These are one-on-one. Those are the 120 that I'm talking about. Calls that he and his team have made. And so the president, as you know, he was vice president, he was senator. He takes these conversations and relationships very seriously. He has relationships with members of Congress that he's had for some time now. And so that I could tell you that it will continue throughout the next couple of days.
Just give us a sense, because he's going to be, as he said, he hopes he'll be landing at the time that this is passing. What is that going to look like? Will we hear from him tonight? Will he have a war room set up when he lands in case the vote hasn't passed? I know you all have said you're going to be making phone calls from here at the White House, but how's he going to stay connected to this process?
So we believe that this is going to happen, get out of the House tonight. The president will have a statement this evening. In what form it would look like, certainly we will. Certainly you all will know. But you will hear from the president, whether it's a written statement or from him directly. Certainly we will let you know. But he will have something to say about the passage of this out of the House.
Follow up to that.